kind of excited like a kid when I saw that that post of when they posted it on the fine, because this is I think it's the best thing that has really happened in recent times in terms of when it comes to data and private and our personal privacy, because that gives out a stern warning of how should we handle our data. How should our data be handled? Because it's just a matter of negligence. Because when it comes to businesses, you do business with them, and then they think that that data is them. They can do with it whatever they want without even having to ask consent from you. And to be honest, I was just excited about it. Just a short form of it. I was just excited about it on how they went through it, and I think we are on the right path when it comes to, I think there is more to be done. There has to be more to be done, and other businesses should take this as a lesson on how are they handling and how are they processing their customers' data at the end of the day, and not just the second the customer walks out of the door, you think that okay, this information is mine. I can just use it however I want. I can just businesses need to have like protocols, or they establish some protocols on how we're going to process this information here.
And just before we head to how you are innovating to ensure that data is protected, data breaches just go beyond the use of tech devices. And I remember when we were starting the show, I mentioned, for instance, when you want to access a building in Nairobi, most buildings, you're required to write down your ID number and probably some other personal information. What do you think, very briefly, do you think should be done to ensure that such data is well protected and there's no data breach?
I think on that, that goes now to the organizations that are collecting this data, and in terms of the policies that they have, the organizational policies when it comes to that information that they are collecting, because it is a good, because it's I believe it started when due to terror attacks and all that. It's something that protects our national security.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, these organizations that are collecting this information, they need to build stronger privacy policies on the organizations. And I think the ODPC is kind of standing up and telling them, you have to do it, right? You just have to do it. So I think there is no excuse right now. There's just no excuse. I think all now, because it has been a part of now, I'll reiterate this, it's about negligence, right? It's all about negligence. Formulating policies around this information that you're collecting, it's not something that has to be complicated, because you need to value this customer that is coming into this building, this person who is coming into this building. How are you protecting the information? They have willingly decided, okay, yeah, I'm not here to harm anyone. This is my information. So how can you just go on a step extra to make sure that that information stays or is used in the purposes that is supposed to be used, not other people trying now to get that information and use it in other ways that are not supposed to, that were not originally purposed for that particular use. Yeah.
John, you're in the online shopping space. Some players in the online shopping space are some of the most notorious people for harnessing data and using it inappropriately. You go to a supermarket A, and once you pay via mobile money wallet, you receive a text message later on telling you, thank you so much for shopping with us, and ABCD, we have these offers. You have come up with something, your company has come up with something known as the smart address system. How does it work to enhance privacy?
Okay, basically what it is, it's just a secure way for you to share your home address details, right? In a way that you don't, when it comes now to when you shop to a supermarket, they don't have to share your personal phone number or your personal phone number with the delivery person, because now that means that they've now handed out personal information outside their organization, because you can't tell me that the delivery guys, they are not regulated. Right? They don't have privacy policies. That supermarket has a privacy policy, right?
Okay.
So now what the solution that we've come up with is it's just a digital way for you to digitize how you share your home address, because as a country, we don't have an addressing system. We don't have a way to share our personal addresses. Today, if I told you, okay, just give me your address, you'd start telling me a very long story. It's usually a very long story, where now this has brought up the idea of me having to give the delivery guy your personal phone number, so that they call you. It's like, once we are done, once you've made the order, okay, I'm out of the equation. Deal with the delivery guy now. Give the delivery guy that whole story, right? And now that brings up that aspect of personal privacy violation, because this guy wants, even after the package has been delivered, they still have your personal phone number,
And
right?
they can do anything with it.
Yeah, and today with your personal phone number, I have your government names, right?
Yeah.
And I can just check you out on social media. I know what you do and all that. I'll just it's just very easy. It's just a very simple thing. I'll create an identity of you. There are people who are doing that shoddy business. And now what we've done is we've created a platform where you can register your home address privately, and you can, and now the system aggregates that whole story that you usually give the delivery guy.
Okay.
How does the building, floor number, door number, that whole story. We just provide a platform for you to digitize that whole story, and the system aggregates that data and gives you a secure PIN location. That PIN location doesn't have your name, right? So you just drop me a PIN location. When I open that PIN location, I'll get a photo of the building, name of the building, floor number, door number, and a close landmark. So as a delivery guy, I have all I need to come to your doorstep, but I have no idea who you are, which I'm not supposed to even know.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm supposed to know is, where is this package going? Whoever owns that package, it's none of my business. I just need to know, take this package to this location. After you've reached the address, just notify the business. The business can just send you a notification. I like what Jumia does. It sends you a notification, but they still have a long way to go anyway, because they're still giving out, your personal phone number.
Let's avoid mentioning brands, but which brings me to the question: do you have a way of obtaining user consent now? If I am to engage your services as a residency technologies, I want to engage your services. I want to do home shopping, or rather online shopping using your services. Is there a way that you have to obtain user consent from me, the user?
Yeah, when you're signing up for the address, the system has a disclaimer on how where this address is going to be posted, right? Whether if it's a home address, it's going to be posted on a private or on a private account. Right. So that now it tells you before you even start signing up. It has a disclaimer on it, and when you complete the registration, that address, it's only you who can be able to share it out with anyone. No one else can share it. No one else can see it unless you share it with them. So that's how we've mitigated that aspect of your own privacy, and also we make sure that you understand where or who can see this address, this information that you're signing up, who can see it, and who can access it also.
Well, and another question tied to that, because one of the things that came out when the statement from the ODPC came out was about users knowing about the collection and the processing of their data or information. Do you have a way of doing that? Do you have a way of telling your clients how their data is being collected and how it is being processed?
Currently, what we are doing is you're going to receive an email, because we don't collect personal phone numbers in the first place. We don't collect personal phone numbers.
But you do emails?
Sorry?
Email addresses you do?
Yes, emails we do, but at the end of the day, an email address is not a unique identifier.
Okay.
It's not a unique identifier, because you can be called, you're Eric. There are a lot of people who are called Eric, right? And they have an email that is called Eric. So that's not a unique identifier at the end of the day. Yes, it's unique, but it's not that unique like your phone number or your national ID. So we don't collect personal phone numbers or IDs. So right now, you receive an email. You usually receive an email when you sign up.
Okay.
You receive an email to notify you that.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think, well, we're having a conversation, a very important conversation here with John Kioko. John Kioko is the CEO of Residency Technology. It's a company that is innovating to ensure that it protects the data that it collects and processes, the data of clients. John Kioko is also in the online shopping space. He's telling us what the company is doing to ensure that there are no data breaches when it comes to how they handle their data. But Kioko, what do you think, in your opinion, should governments and regulatory bodies play probably in coming up with better regulations? I know you've talked about negligence on the part of data processes, but also there's the government and regulators. What do you think from where you sit? And as a person who handles data a lot, what should be done to come up with ways that will have users and their data protected?
I think more goes on awareness, from the government side, creating awareness on, because most people out there, they really don't understand how much their data has value today, right? 10 years ago, maybe it was a different case, but today, most of the bigger part of the population doesn't really understand. So the government can, increase, the awareness among the population.
Okay.
How much value, or what questions should you ask, right? When you interact with these, platforms online, what questions should you ask? And also another thing is when it comes to policies.
Yeah.
Policies that are being passed by the government on protecting our personal information, even when it comes to, companies that are coming from abroad, the policies that protect us as citizens from now, because right now, we understand that we've just started the journey on data protection, so I think we have a long way to go, but I think we're on the right track, I think. Yeah.
Well, data privacy rights currently is an ongoing global concern.
Yeah.
And I want to believe that you know that as the founder and CEO of Residency Technologies. But what are you doing to ensure that you keep adapting? Because also the regulations keep changing. What are you doing as a company to keep yourselves updated on the evolving data protection regulations?
Well, first of all, it's from the team that we are, the company culture that we are building.
Okay.
Personally, I call myself a data activist. That's like, I love, the part of privacy. I've made it my life, in terms of what's happening, and that now gives me that, that need to know what really is happening out there, that we need to know and understand, and also creating a team that has passion on when it comes to personal privacy. How do we protect our users' privacy? Make sure that what we promised, we can deliver that at the end of the day as a company. So it's all about the company culture that we are building around people who care about their personal privacy, so that they can protect other people's privacy. Because if you don't care about personal privacy, then you're in the wrong boat. Yeah.
Well, they say that data now is the new oil, and we are now in the age of AI, artificial intelligence and machine learning. These systems use vast data sets to come up with specific languages. What do you think from where you sit should be done to ensure that such technology is developed in a very responsible way to ensure there are no data breaches?
I think it would okay.
Talk about responsible AI.
Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to AI, that's it's a very new field that that is really growing very fast.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to regulation, there has to be a lot of regulation on what really the kind of data processing that is happening. How are we processing that data, and more from government policies. Can we make sure that we create government policies that can really control the developments in AI and the data, the machines that we are building, because we are going into digital economies. So how can governments play? I think governments have a bigger role on controlling how these innovations in AI, because even ourselves, we in the future we are eyeing on getting into that that field of processing data using machine learning. But then it just comes from the regulation, just the regulations.
And that is also tied to what I wanted to ask you next. Finally, what future innovations or developments should we expect from your side? Now I'm talking to John Kioko, the founder of Residency Technology. What should we expect? Because that is quite disruptive, if you ask me. Anonymizing user data is something that we don't see quite often. So what can we expect in future?
Okay, we've built a smart address system, and the next thing that actually we are currently doing is we are trying to figure out how can we use this system to create more jobs for the youths, also in terms of how can they leverage on it to make, because there's a lot of youths out there who anyway, we're complaining about lack of jobs and all that, right? And we've actually just started this program in Makueni County where we are onboarding students who can now start running an errand delivery business on the system, and make a few buck on it, right? Because now for businesses on the system, the businesses can build a virtual address book just to manage their customers' addresses in a smart way, and now students can tap into that and make a few buck out of it. It's a new innovation that is under production. So we are developing it. We are hoping that we can create jobs in Makueni County for 3,000. Our target is 3,000 youths over there. So that's something that you should expect to see.
Pipeline.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, John Kioko, for that quite important, insight on this very important topic. Thank you, son. Thank you so much, and asante sana for joining us for this show. That is John Kioko. John Kioko is the founder and CEO of Residency Technologies. He's come up with a very innovative way to anonymize data. How cool is that, if you ask me? Super cool. And of course, that is in the backdrop of what happened this past week. Immaculate Kasai, that is a data protection commissioner, slapping 3 organizations with hefty fines for data breaches. Of course, these are conversations that we want to keep going. Thank you so much, viewer, for watching. My name is Eric Munene. Thank you so much for staying with us till this time. This is Wabe.